Hello everyone, it is Davina and Phoebe, and we are Want More Babies 2015, and I wanted to show you her outfit. This is her Christmas outfit that I dressed her in for her pictures. Now stand up. See, there's my dress, aunties. And then she's got white ruffle socks and black shoes that Auntie Shelley sent her. And I'm going to read her a story and try to get her tired enough to go to bed. She's already 8. Yeah. I'm going to read her Love You Forever. And this book was brought to my attention when my son was in preschool. And the teacher said, oh, you should read it. It's really good. So when we were at Walmart, I bought it. And it became a tradition to read it to my son. And then when my niece came, I started reading it to her. So let's get started. Love You Forever. Okay? Alright. A mother held her new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And while she rocked, and while she held him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And that baby grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was 2 years old. And he ran around the house. He pulled all the books off the shelves. He pulled all the food out of the refrigerator. And he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, this kid is driving me crazy. But at night, when the 2-year-old was quiet, she would open the door to his room, crawl across the floor, look up over the side of his bed, and if he was asleep, really asleep, she would pick him up and rock him back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And while she rocked, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. That little boy grew. He grew and he grew. He grew until he was a 9-year-old. And he never wanted to come in for dinner. He never wanted to take a bath. And when Grandma visited, he always said bad words. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo. But at night, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. And if he was really asleep, she'd pick up that 9-year-old boy and rock him back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And while she rocked, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. That boy grew. He grew and he grew. He grew until he was a teenager, and he had strange friends. He wore strange clothes, and he listened to strange music. Sometimes the mother felt like she was in a zoo. But at night, when that teenager was asleep, the mother would open the door to his room, crawl across the floor, and look up over the side of his bed. And if he was really asleep, she'd pick up that great big boy and rock him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. That teenager grew. He grew and he grew. He grew until he was a grown-up man. He left home and got a house across town. But sometimes on dark nights, that mother got into her car and drove across town. And if all the lights in her son's house were out, she opened his bedroom window and crawled across the floor and looked up over the side of his bed. And if that great big man was really asleep, she'd pick him up and rock him back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And while she rocked, she sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." Well, that mother got older. She got older and older, and one day she called her son up and said, "You'd better come see me because I'm old and sick." So her son came to see her, and when he came in the door, she tried to sing the song, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always," but she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick. When the son went to his mother, he picked her up and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth, and he sang this song to her, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my mommy you'll be." When the son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. Then he went into the room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up in his arms, and very slowly he rocked her back and forth, and back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." And that's the end. Did you like that, baby? That book, my son loved it. It got to the point that I would read it so often that I knew the words by heart. But he loved it. He loved the part where the little 2-year-old did things he wasn't supposed to. He loved the part with a 9-year-old. He thought it was hilarious with the teenager. And he always would get upset at the end with the mother. And that was his book, you know. He loved it. And he wanted me to read it to him and rock him, even though he was, by this time he was about 5 or 6. But he was my baby. And that was the story he loved. He loved this book and Dr. Seuss's Are You My Mother? And Curious George. So those 3 books he kept us busy with. But I wanted to do story time with Phoebe. Yeah. Who's Phoebe? Mommy's girl. Who's Mommy's girl? Want to show your aunties your ring? You want to show them? Say, "Look here, aunties. I got a ring." And this ring belonged to my mother. She wore it as a baby. I wore it as a baby. My son wore it. And my niece wore it. And now, until I have grandchildren, Phoebe can wear it. She's about the only one. I tried it on Fiona, but her finger was too skinny. And Phoebe's about the only one that it would really fit. So we wanted to do story time, didn't we? Say yes, aunties. Say yes, aunties. Say we wanted to do story time. And, yeah. So thanks for watching our video. And I hope you like that book. I got a few more that I used to read to my son and my niece. And a couple that I just found that I love the stories to. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm going to get her changed into some PJs. Yeah. Some PJs. And get some sleep. And we thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.